I've got the entire place all to myself. Look at this. What a heck of a view we have here, huh, John? Just look at this. Absolutely magic out here. Here we're watching these lionesses hunt. They're going after these zebra, and there's nobody else here. There's not another single car around. It's just us. So cool. This is amazing. A couple of, I guess, 3 young men who had killed a zebra here and were planning to sell it. They actually were on a motorbike with a whole sack full of zebra meat. How crazy is that? Perched high above Kenya's LUMO Conservancy on the edge of Tsavo West National Park sits Soroi Lions Bluff, one of Kenya's most spectacular safari lodges. This is the land of the legendary man-eating lions of Tsavo. Over the next 2 days, we'll search for lions, discover one of Africa's most underrated safari destinations, and witness the aftermath of a shocking poaching incident that unfolded while we were there. The adventure begins now. So here we are in Voi. We're getting ready to start our adventure here in Tsavo West National Park at Soroi Lions Bluff. Supposedly, I think, from what I've heard, the best safari lodge in this area. Tsavo West is supposed to be one of the best national parks in the country too, one of the most underrated. So next few days, we're going to be showing you what this experience is like from Lions Bluff. Having taken the train here, we're going to take the train at the end too. We'll be back here in a couple of days to take this same train onto Mombasa on the coast. And let's show you what this experience is like, is coming to visit Tsavo West, on the coming and going from the train, enjoying the Lions Bluff and the game drives. We're going to see the wildlife. Of course, Tsavo West is famous for its elephants and also its lions. More than 100 years ago, they were famous for the guy who wrote the book, The Man-Eating Lions of Tsavo. There were some lions here more than a century ago that ate a whole bunch of people. There were 2 infamous lions. So anyways, we're going to do all that here in this video, folks. So stay tuned. Let's have a great adventure here in Tsavo. We found Sammy from Lions Bluff. Can you hold that sign up? We found Sammy from Lions Bluff. Yep. And off we go. Nice welcome. Thank you so much. We are entering the LUMO Wildlife Conservancy here. And as you can see, they've got some fees posted like pretty much every conservancy. And they're dramatically different whether you are a resident of Kenya or not. Non-resident day fee is $37 a day, adults $19 for children. It's a lot lower than a lot of the other ones that we have seen. But resident adult is only 1,000 Kenyan shillings. It's like $7, something like that, if you're from Kenya. Here we go, folks. Looking forward to the top of the bluff here. That's why this place is called Lions Bluff. We're really going to the top here, aren't we, Sammy? Habari. Jumbo. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. This way? Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Larissa.
Habari. Jumbo.
Welcome.
Asante. Ah, okay. What do we have here? Okay. Asante. Very nice, thank you. What a view from up here, huh? Wow. What a lovely view. Wow, this place makes an incredible first impression, folks. Take a look. Take a look around here, man. Wow. 360-degree views. Just amazing, huh? Friendly welcome. Nice cold drink. That is so nice after a long journey up here from Amboseli today. And look at this, man. This deck wraps all the way around. Such great views. Pink leopard with coconut cream, pineapple juice, and grenadine syrup. Lunch, and now we are off to check into our room. Looking forward to our stay here, Done?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in rooms 9 and 10 here. All right. Wow, what a view.
It's like a treehouse.
Wow, what a view here.
Welcome.
Look at this. Oh, we've got a ladder to go down there and bother. That. Wow. What a heck of a view we have here, huh, Jen? Just beautiful. Beautiful. In the closet area. Wow, it's so tastefully decorated too. Just love the decor. His and her sinks. Look at this beautiful glass shower. Here's the toilet area. Look at this, wow. And you come out onto this amazing deck, then you've got the outdoor shower here. And look at this, wow. This place is really spectacular. And then down below, we climb down these stairs, I guess, to, this is an amazing deck, look at this. We do. So it's basically, their room is exactly the same as ours, just with a different bed setup. We just saw a couple of big secretary birds Sammy was telling us about up in this tree. I've never heard of secretary birds anymore, but I love where they got the name from, saying they're called secretary birds because they stomp on snakes and it sounds like someone pecking on a typewriter. Lioness over here sleeping on this rock. Very cool. Really nice long look at this lioness, and she has woken up for us, thankfully. She's drifting back in and out of sleep, but she's giving us a really nice time with her this morning. We're just taking our time. There were like 8 vehicles here at one point, but they all gave up. They weren't patient enough. And now we're getting a really nice look at her, nice sighting. So we've got these beautiful lionesses coming down the road here. Slowly but surely, look at them. Aren't they amazing? It's hard to even put in words how excited I was when this was happening because there were no other vehicles around. I can't stress to you, we spent like an hour and a half with these lionesses, and it was so glorious because we were the only ones. It's like we had this incredible scene unfolding around us, and we didn't have to share it with anyone. And I didn't know whether to laugh or cry or smile. I was really doing all of the above, but it was like so much adrenaline. I was so excited, and I felt like just also blessed at the same time to be able to have this time alone with these incredible creatures. This morning we had such an interesting game drive. I'm telling you, man, we spent, James said, about an hour and 20 minutes or maybe an hour and a half. Sammy was great. He was very patient with me. I did not want to leave because I was enjoying watching these lionesses operate. Their daily routine was so fascinating. First of all, we saw them on the road, and we were following them on the road for a long time, weren't we?
Yeah.
What were they doing? So first of all, the first one we saw was just sleeping, but she was dozing in and out. She was on what they call the Lion's Rock here. And her 2 friends, or what would you call them? Pride mates or?
Sisters.
Her sisters,
yeah.
Okay. So her sisters were walking, we saw them a little bit later walking on the road, but she didn't want to hunt, or why do you think she was resting on the rock and the others were heading out?
What happened to the other lions yesterday evening? It had a long walk, about 6 or 7 kilometers, looking for her sisters, and she couldn't find them. So she was tired all the night, and she decided to take a rest this morning.
To take a rest.
Yeah.
So then we caught up with her sisters a little while later on the road. Yeah. That was amazing. That was so thrilling, folks. I'm telling you, man, we were following those sisters for a while. They did quite a long walk along the road, and I didn't know what they were doing, if they were just going somewhere looking for water, if they were hunting, what they were going to do. We were following them. Sammy's driving skills were great. He didn't get too, he was respectful towards the lions. He didn't disturb them at all, but he gave us some great vantage points so we could get some great footage and photographs. He handled that perfectly. And then we came across this big herd of zebra, dozens of them, right?
Yeah.
Many of them. And I thought, ooh, okay, they've got an opportunity here. And they veered off the road and they started skulking. They started their hunting process. They were getting low in the grass. They were hiding. They were locked in, laser focused. They were looking at those zebra. and one of them was straying from the group, and I thought, uh-oh, this guy is going to get taken down.
Yeah.
But you were saying later, so that was the leader of the group. And why was the leader of the group separating like that? He wanted the others to follow?
Yeah, we call them group of zebra. We call them adas of zebra, and each specific small group of about 18 to 25 members, they have a stallion male who leads them. So for them to understand the direction of the savior's direction, he has to lead and put a distance away from the others, and then they follow up.
Right.
At times, if they don't see him, he has to make a sound, which the family members or other family members can recognize.
Was it a male in that case?
That was a male.
And so was he aware of the two lionesses hunting? Did he know where they were, or he was unaware of them?
He didn't know where they were exactly, but because he was the first one, to detect the smell of the lion.
So he smelt them?
Yeah, he smelled them.
He knew they were in the area and that they had to get out of there.
Yeah.
And so we watched them for more than an hour, and eventually they did get out of there. But, and so, you know, as I said before, like Sammy is saying, that they're very patient hunters. First of all, the lionesses are very patient hunters. They might stalk their prey for days before they attack. And so, and not only that, but he's saying that the zebra are more clever than we thought. So they're actually pretty good at staying alive, right?
Yeah.
So anyways, wonderful game drive. We're heading back now. Also a great breakfast. Just a wonderful way to start the day. Having a great trip here so far, and just looking forward to doing some more stuff. Watching these lionesses locked in on a hunt was intense, and a reminder of just how dangerous Tsavo's apex predators can be. In 1898, as I said, 2 lions stalked the camps of workers building Kenya's railway, killing dozens over a 9-month period. British Army officer John Henry Patterson shot both lions dead, and he later turned the ordeal into his book, The Man-Eaters of Tsavo. Their skulls ended up at Chicago's Field Museum, where scientists recently found something wild: hair fragments still lodged in their broken teeth. DNA testing revealed their real menu: giraffe, zebra, oryx, wildebeest, and of course, human flesh too. Today's Tsavo lions favor Cape buffalo instead, a taste that their infamous ancestors never developed. And attacks on people are now rare. So we're having our picnic breakfast now, and Sammy's having some chai tea. I'm having some chia. I'm starting with some chia pudding. This is your chai? Maybe I'll try a little of your chai. Can I try a little bit? Just a little bit?
Yeah.
And this chia pudding is delicious. Muesli here. Sammy, tell me what else we have today. What else was brought out?
We brought granola.
Granola.
We brought the smoothies.
Smoothie. Oh, yeah. What type of smoothie was this again? Do you remember? I can't remember. It was a smoothie of the day.
Smoothie of the day.
Yeah, smoothie of the day. Let's show what else we got in here. Got some bottles of water. Oh, we have some egg sandwich.
We have
These kind of eggs. We got some fruit.
fruits,
Oh, I think we have some beef pies too, right?
Yeah, we have some beef.
Has some meat pie here. We've got pancakes, more pancakes, eggs. James has an egg sandwich. Can I show your egg sandwich, James?
Yeah,
James has an egg sandwich.
James will
Looks really good. Chocolate croissants. These pancakes are so good. They're really like crepes. And the chia is so good too. And the smoothie. Delicious. Really blown away by this place, man. This pool area is epic. I mean, just look at this place. Oh. And I've got the entire place all to myself. Look at this. Literally not a single soul here in the afternoon. It is so lovely. I gotta go in. So refreshing. It's amazing. Just so relaxing out here. All you hear is the bird song. See this beautiful bird who's hanging out here at the edge of the pool. Hey, what's up? I don't know if I've ever had a view like this from a pool. Pool all to myself, but look, now there's some beautiful lady arrived. Time to try out the outdoor shower. Oh my gosh, I love this. Look at this setting, folks. Look at this setting here. It's just amazing. One thing, this place is very also environmentally conscious. They're very into conservation. And so a couple of the different things that I love here is, so they give you this bucket. And so when you're first running the shower water, waiting for it to get hot, they ask you to capture that cold water in the bucket. Just leave it there in your room. And they reuse that. They try to reuse as much as they can here. So love it. And it's going to be a nice, refreshing outdoor shower. I love this. I love our room so much. Got this little photo hide down here. And we're going to check this place out. It's about a 15-minute drive or something like that away from Lions Bluff. And let's check this out. If you're a photographer and you don't want to just do game drives, you can come on in here and kind of set up shop, right? Okay, there's a little sink here. And now sometimes people stay overnight here too. There was there's one couple, there's a bathroom here. There was a couple who stayed here. There was a group who was here last night. And here we go. He was here on a photo safari. And he actually spent the night here last night. He came here at 5 p.m. and he remained here until 8 o'clock. You want to spend, if you're really serious about observing the wildlife overnight and taking pictures, they've got 4 bunk beds here. And a little monitor too, where you can monitor what's going on. And snacks and coffee and tea and water and such. So it's really a nice setup for photographers. That's watch the sunset. Man, this place is, the views here are absolutely epic, aren't they? Man, this terrace that we have is amazing at any time of day. But like, you know, we just had sunset here a few minutes ago. Look at it now. Wow. Just look at this. Absolutely magic out here. So pretty. Such a big, nice deck too. So I spent a little time this afternoon talking to Purity, who works with the Community and Wildlife Conservation Group that Soroi funds here. And so it's not just a place to stay, they're also doing conservation work here in this LUMO Conservancy, and it's really impressive. They've got a number of different things they're doing. Part of it is they have an anti-poaching wildlife unit, and I thought this was super interesting. Last night, so while we were out on the game drives, we didn't even know it, but they actually caught a couple of, I guess, 3 young men who had killed a zebra here and were planning to sell it. They actually were on a motorbike with a whole sack full of zebra meat. How crazy is that? I'm sure you've heard a lot about, you're thinking zebra? Wait, what? They were killing zebra? Why would poachers do that? You've probably heard much more about poaching, you know, elephants and rhinos for their tusks and for their horns. We all know those go for tons of money. Zebra? Why would anyone do that? That's what I asked. And they said, that local people would do that just to sell the bushmeat. And I'm asking them, like, so how much could they actually get? They had like a whole sack full of bushmeat. And our guide was telling us maybe $200, something like that. But the people are basically so desperate that the $200 is enough for them to do that. But now they got arrested here last night at this place. They handcuffed them. They turned them over to the Kenya Wildlife Service. That's what the LUMO Conservancy hands them over to Kenya Wildlife. Kenya Wildlife takes them to the police, and these guys are going to go to jail now. So that is absolutely crazy. And how do they do it? I had to ask, because like, it's very difficult to get a gun here in Kenya. Like, they have very strict gun control. The security guard here last night was telling us he's been going through this course because he's trying to get a gun. And he said, first of all, the fees, you have to go through courses. You have to pay very high fees. For my American viewers, not at all like America. No right to bear arms here at all. And so it's difficult to get guns here. And so these poachers didn't even have guns. They actually, this is gruesome, I hate to tell you this, but what they do is they, according to the guide, is they blind them with a light, with a very bright light, so that they can't see what's going on, and then one of them rushes up and actually they stab the zebra to kill him. So it's like, it's just awful to think about. But in any case, this Community and Wildlife Conservation Group, they're working on the anti-poaching efforts to catch people like that. Last night here, as they did, they also do recycling. They have a program that does recycling, and the proceeds for the recycling goes to, as I understand it, purchase textbooks, of which they've purchased almost 1,000 textbooks for these different schools that they partner with. They also do, they partner with schools. They do give educational talks about conservation and recycling and other environmental matters. And so it's very cool that they're also doing conservation work here, and some of the money that you're spending is going towards a good cause. Like 3 Soroi properties on this hill. And this one we're staying at, Lions Bluff, is obviously the highest up one, and it's also the most, you know, the highest end as well too. But there's a couple of other places here on the hill that are owned by Soroi too. Leopard's Lair Cottages, and then also the Soroi Cheetah Tented Camp too. So there's a couple of other places to consider at a lower price point that are also up on this hill area, and I have not visited them. So But check them out. This is the first time I'm staying at one of the Soroi Collection hotels, and I'm telling you, man, I'm very impressed. So they've got 3 properties here. They just opened a brand new hotel on the Kenya coast called Soroi Blue. I only looked at the website of it, but I think it literally just opened this week. I'm filming this in June. And maybe for a future trip, would love to do it. Very impressed with this place. Folks, I think I'm gonna leave this video right here. What an amazing setting, isn't it, to wrap this video up? Tsavo West, man, and Soroi Lions Bluff. I really didn't know what to expect after, you know, this final safari stop for us. After having been in Mara and Amboseli, I thought, well, is it going to be a letdown coming to this place because the other national parks are maybe a little bit more famous? But oh my gosh, man, I've just been blown away. This place is just so far exceeded my expectations. First of all, this room that we have, these 2 rooms, this up-down setup that we have here for a family, just incredibly perfect, absolutely perfect. The views that we have being up here on this bluff, the gourmet food, the wonderful people who work here, our wonderful guide Sammy, spending an hour and a half this morning following these lionesses, watching them hunt. I mean, this entire experience has just been absolutely phenomenal, folks. If you've made it with me all the way to the end of the video, appreciate you folks so much. Our Kenya journey is continuing now. We're heading to the coast tomorrow. So join us for that. We're going to have plenty more vlogs here from Kenya. And what an amazing country. What an amazing place. Love you guys, all my subscribers. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me if you would leave a comment below and share the video, like, subscribe, do all that stuff for me, guys. I really appreciate you so much. And I will see you in the next adventure. Adios. You guys want to be on YouTube?
Yes.
All right. Is Kenya a great country?
Yes.
It is?
Yes.
Look at this. Chaos. Chaos here. Where is our driver? I don't know.